it's Debbie with Creation Zone, back with another Snap and a Scrap series. I'm feeling springy today, so I thought we would do something with flowers and butterflies. So I hope this inspires you to pull out all of your spring collections and create a page. Now you're probably wondering, well, if she's feeling springy, why are we starting off with brown? You know, the more videos that I have seen lately, the more I see people pulling out their craft cardstock. This is Stampin' Up's craft cardstock. It's a 12 by 12 sheet. We now call it crumb cake. It's the exact same color, but so if you have craft in your collection, it's this color. We are now calling it crumb cake if you have a new catalog. So this is going to be my base. And the first thing I did was I made two squares that are 2.5 inches by 2.5 inches because I wanted to add corners. We are going to be pulling the colors from our Greenhouse Gala paper collection, and as you can, I mean, screams spring and summer, doesn't it? I'm using a geometric pattern as well as some florals, and I've kind of taken some bits and pieces from this collection. This collection is really hot. It's a beautiful collection of papers, and you can do so much with it. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I don't want to lose that. My dog just jumped up in my lap, so let me put her down. Oh, where did my paper go? Here it is. Okay, the first thing you're going to do, this is chocolate chip cardstock, and I made two 2.5 by 2.5 inch squares, and we're just going to use some snail adhesive to position these in the lower, and actually in all the corners of our page. And I'm doing it about 1/4 of an inch away from the edge and the bottom. It just takes a second to square those up to make sure everything looks good on our paper. Snail is great for scrapbooking. It gives you, it's a permanent adhesive, but it gives you a little bit of a repositionable time. So if you've got something that's you put down and it's a little crooked, it gives you just a second to reposition that. Get these corners in. I tried to pull a lot of the colors up. Well, of course you would want to pull a lot of colors out of the pattern paper that you're using. I don't yet have a picture for this page. Well, I have one in my mind, but I really don't want to put pictures on my scrapbook pages and then throw them on the internet. So it is very windy here, so if you're hearing a lot of noise in the background, that's what it is. I have to close my blind because I get a glare on my video, and the wind is just throwing it back and forth. It's a beautiful spring day in Florida, though. Okay, so we have my 4 corners. The Green Gala collection has colors in it like the Baja Breeze, chocolate chip, the oh gosh, I can't remember if that's parfait or if that's pumpkin pie. I can't remember, but I basically pulled out some of the Daffodil Delight that's in here, the green pizzazz, or the pear pizzazz, and the chocolate chip. Those are the basic colors we're going to be working with. So we're going to take this. This is actually 1 sheet of paper, and I love that I can flip patterns. I do that a lot in my scrapbook pages because it saves me paper, and they go together. I mean, they always seem to go well together. So that's what I decided to do for this. So we're just going to put some adhesive, and for time's sake, I'm not going to like drench this in adhesive. You would want to put more adhesive on a scrapbook page. I'm thinking about, I have a frame on my refrigerator that allows me to put my pages up for a little while so I can enjoy them, which is what I did with the last page since it was around Valentine's. You know what, I'm going to turn this around so I can make sure I'm lining this up correctly. Hope I'm not getting you dizzy. Okay. Probably should have put a little bit more adhesive up there. Maybe I can sneak some in here. There we go. And then I took the back and I made the same dimensions. The dimensions of this piece right here is 7 3/4 by 11 inches, and the measurements on this strip down here is going to be 4 1/4, I think it was, by 11. And I'm just basically trying to make sure I have the same amount of brown showing in all the corners. Maybe I should put a little bit more adhesive on it than I did that top one. There we go. Basically, you have to do is line that up to both 11 inches. Designer series paper allows me to really get a page done quickly because, I mean, you just cut and flip and you're good to go. I also cut a piece of this chocolate chip. I wanted to tie the corners in. So this piece of chocolate chip cardstock is cut at 1 1/4 by 11. Lay that right in the center, and that's basically going to cover up my seam. Okay, so it's going together pretty quick so far. The other thing I wanted to do is I've been into this ruffling of the ribbon lately, so I wanted to get some sticky strip and some of our polytwill stitched ribbon. This ribbon comes in all of our in color colors, so Pear Pizzazz is one of our in color colors, and I'm going to add some red line tape to this strip. And if you watch the video on the cone the other day, it's kind of going to be the same idea. This poly stitch ribbon is a great value. You get a huge roll of it. It's like 15 yards, and it's a 1/2 inch thick, and it's got a nice twill texture to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a piece of sticky strip down the entire strip, and I'm going to add 2. Because if my ruffle gets a little out of control, which I intended to, I want it to cover up that strip pretty well. And it's a really easy technique. I don't like doing a lot of things that take a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of crafty things, so when I do have the time. Alright, so basically all you're gonna do is you're gonna keep your ribbon on the spool. I do just about everything like that. And you're just gonna start basically just ruffling the ribbon and just having it stick to the page. You see how we're doing that? Or I'm doing that? We are not doing anything. I do not have a mouse in my pocket today. Kind of just going up and down, up and down. And it gives a real fun look to the page. Trying to cover up as much of that ribbon or the sticky strip as I can with the ribbon, but you're bound to miss a piece or two, and that's okay. If you need it to be unsticky, you just go over it with a little baby powder and it'll take the stick out of it. This is something I've seen done a lot lately. It does take some ribbon to do it. It's a great project for scraps. If you wanted to have a real shabby chic look, you could probably do get all of your scraps of ribbon out and have a field day doing it on cards. And okay, so that's basically where we're at with that. I'm going to trim this end up too, but these are not my ribbon scissors. These are just my snips, so I'm going to wait until I have it. And I probably will go in there with maybe a Q-tip and take some of that sticky out of it. But it gives it a real nice texture to the page, and it almost mimics the design that's going on in the geometric pattern. So I like that a lot. Not a lot of work, but a lot of effect. Okay, the next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to add some movement to the page. And what I made was a little butterfly. Now what I did was I used our beautiful butterflies dies, and I've already done this one for time's sake, and I'm just going to adhere this right to my page with some mini glue dots. And when you, what I like to do, like I said, I have something on my refrigerator. It's a scrapbook frame. So I kind of admire my pages for a little while, especially if I do one that's seasonal before I put it in an album. And while it's in the scrapbook frame, I can leave this dimensional by just pulling the wings up. But when it goes into my scrapbook, it'll lay down just as nicely. Now in the center here, to create the body, I didn't create antennas. I'm not real good about creating antennas, and it's okay. It wasn't a big deal to me. But what I did was I took our basic pearl collection, and on this sheet, there's individual pearls, little micro pearls like this, and then there's a medium, and then there's a large pearl. And there's also these pearl strips. So these come off in just one strip, and then you just cut them the length that you need. Now I'm going to make another butterfly to go over here, and we're going to do that one on camera. So I'm just going to move this page out of the way, just a moment, and I'm going to bring in our big shot. Okay, and what I did was, this is the Beautiful Butterflies die, and I'm hoping you can see this on camera, but it actually has 4 different butterflies on it. This is the butterfly that I've already cut out, and it's got a smaller one with a similar wing pattern, and then you've got 2 half butterflies over here. And I have drawn a line down my die. What you do is you fold your paper, and you put this through the big shot like that, and then when you take the paper out, then your butterfly is all in one piece. The reason I drew the line is so I knew exactly where to butt my paper up to. A lot of people don't realize, they think they have to cut out 2 wings, and obviously if you're using pattern paper, the wings are going to be separate. You don't have to do that. You just cut a piece of paper, a large piece of paper, enough to fit this, fold it in half, and then butt it up to a line, and then when you cut it, you open it up. It's kind of like the whole paper doll snowflake thing. You open it up and you get a full butterfly. I use scrap pieces of paper when I use my dies, and I just happen to have one that's going to fit this perfectly. I'm doing it in the same pattern that I did the other butterfly. In my big shop, I have a cutting pad. Did I say big shop? I meant big shot. Haha. Both of my cutting pads, so it's a sandwich. You got cutting pad, die, paper, another cutting pad. I'm going to roll this through real quick. Always helps when you turn the handle the right way. Okay. And get this out of the way. And then what I've got is another butterfly. Isn't it cute? Very, very cute, very cute, very cute. Whoops, there goes my lines again. Let me pull this page back in. And we're just going to bend that up a little bit, and I'll show you exactly what I mean about these pearls. All I had to do, I left part of them on the sheet. I just put them right there in the center of my butterfly, and then you just, well, that just came off, but it's okay. And just snip it. Pretty easy, right? And if I wanted this to have a little head on it, I could actually add a couple more to it, like that, okay? Or a tail. Probably would have been better off with the tail. We'll leave it just like that. Like I said in my last episode, I scrap on the fly. I don't plan too much.